What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic weekend, a great Saturday. But it is Saturday, so therefore you know this is the practice squad elevations, roster activations, any kind of roster moves under the sun that are made. We are going to get you ready for the Week 12 matchup between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Dallas week, Kelly Green week. Oh, hell yeah. The holidays around. I'm feeling it in the air. I'm feeling good. I can't wait for this game tomorrow. I'm bumped up 425. Hope to see you then for that pregame and postgame show. We'll be breaking everything down. But right here, right now, we're going to take a look at what both of these teams have done and actually no practice squad elevations. So there were some actual roster moves, though. So we'll talk about that, look at the updated rosters, and we'll talk about what these teams will look like for game day. Love to hear your thoughts, any kind of questions, anything you've got, leave it down below. You can always reach out. You need anything. Appreciate you all taking the time here, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up. All means the world to me. But let's jump right into this, and let's take a look at what the Eagles have done here today. And no elevations, but also nobody was taken off of IR, but we did get a game status update. So no game status for Cam Jurgens. Now, there was a note that Devontae Smith was traveling separately from the team because of a personal reason, but he has no game status either. So that means he's active, he's playing. But Cam Jurgens is good to go. Fantastic news. Now, we did see, because at 4 o'clock you need to activate these guys if they're coming off of IR. Hinton and Lampkin are both on IR. Lampkin has a few days. He'll get taken off probably Monday or Tuesday. You'll see him come off of IR. But Hinton, he still has a couple of weeks left. So nobody coming off. And Lane Johnson did not get placed on IR. So none of these players you'll see on the depth chart, but you do see Lane Johnson still here. Okay. And, a lot of times you only take off like 8 players from the IR in the year and things where, you're doing this for whatever reason, monetary reasons. But right now, Lane is off of IR. And my opinion, they're just going to put him on IR once you activate one of those guys. So whatever, when it happens, it will. Fred Johnson will be taking over, though. Cam Jurgens, I'm a little concerned about his health overall, not just with the concussion, everything that was going on for him. I just hope that he's ready to rock. Brett Tothas look good. Now, Cowboys have Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, some monsters in the middle. So, hey, man, I'm just hoping Cam Jurgens is fully healthy. But everybody else, good to go there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we've got health abound. And I love to see that. So everybody good to go here on the active roster. And we went over the top matchups. If you're wanting to go over this a little more extensively, you check that out. But here's the special teams unit. Everyone healthy there, and you can see their backups and the emergency guys in case anything were to ever happen. But that is what the Eagles will look like for tomorrow. I'll give you the game inactives before that game during the pregame show. But let me know how you feel about this roster, the injuries, Cam Jurgens and Brett Toth, the Lane Johnson situation, whatever you've got on your mind. You can go check out the top matchup show. We broke everything down, talked about these injuries, talked about everything else. But go check that bad boy out. Seen has been actually getting some views, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. Seen some Cowboys fans actually commenting and actually enjoying the show, so always love to see that. I always try to give my honest opinion on things. So in my honest opinion, Dallas sucks. Go Birds! But yeah, man, let's get into what Dallas is doing here in this game. And like I said in that top matchup show, this is a divisional matchup. You don't sleep on anyone. And yeah, we're sitting top. We're sitting there pretty, a few games ahead of the Cowboys. 8-2 here. They're 4-5-1. Oh, hell yeah. And look, they still have themselves a race in the wild card here. So they're not going anywhere. They've added all these pieces. They're hungry, man. So we do not sleep on them. And we can't sleep on anyone. Just like any other team, this is pretty much their Super Bowl. The Cowboys, this is going to be the farthest they get. They get to taste a little bit of something by facing a team that was in the Super Bowl and will be this year. So all jokes aside, going to be a tough matchup. And really can't wait. The one thing I talked about this week, intriguing, Elam. Talked about him getting benched. He actually got waived today. So the trade they made earlier this year, it was, I think they got a 5th, or they traded a 5th and a 7th, and they got Elam and a 6th back. So yeah, I talked about this the other day. I took him off the starters because they had him listed, but I noticed he wasn't even playing. So we talked about that, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But they added Malik Davis, and there was another thing we had mentioned here. So I'll get into that in 2 seconds here when we look at the depth charts. Let's look at the injury list first. Who will not be on these depth charts? You can see the IR, PUP list, NFI. These are all of the players that will not be on the depth chart you see. So no Miles Sanders, Trevor Keegan, former Eagles there, or any of the other additions, or Trevon Diggs, who is close to coming back, not back yet. But looking at this offense, they have Adeniji is questionable for this game, backup, so not that big of a deal for them. But as I mentioned, Jaden Blue was inactive last week. They used practice squad elevation on Malik Davis. I wasn't sure if he had any left, but it doesn't matter now because he's on the active roster. He will back up Javonte Williams there. So Jaden Blue still got a long way to go there, but everyone else healthy, ready to rock on the offense here. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we talked about Perry and Winfrey came off, so they got another interior guy. They got Solomon Thomas healthy now with Clark Williams and Odigizua and the rookie Tua there. So a lot of pieces. Clowney is questionable for this one, but they got Zeriku. They got Fowler, Williams, Houston there. So they've got pieces there. And then in the secondary, I put Siobhan Ravel there, but I talked about this. Bland can play outside, and Reddy Stewart was getting some action as well at the nickel. So however they move these guys around, whatever they want to do, Khair Elam is not a part of this anymore. So don't even have him listed as a backup because he's waived. But, yeah, we mentioned that the other day. Now we get that answered. Carson, maybe Ravel and Bland, or maybe it's Bland and Stewart. We'll see who the starters are, but that's what the defense is looking like. And then the special teams department we talked about. Got to watch out for Aubrey. Got to watch out for Turpin, man. They got two really good pieces in their special teams here. So, yeah, all three phases of the game. Let's effing bring it. But that's all I've got for you here today. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, hype these videos up, become members, whatever you can do. I really appreciate the support. All of you guys buying merchandise out there, all that stuff, man, it's awesome. I really can't thank you guys enough. Truly, truly can't. But I'll be back tomorrow with the pregame show. I'm going to try for a Sicko Saturday live today. We're going to try to make that happen, so I hope to see you then. But if you have any thoughts on this one, you want to add something, a question, leave it down below. Reach out if you need anything. Anything going on in life, always here for you guys, as you are for me. Love each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your weekend. Hope to see you later or tomorrow for the pre or post-game show. Either way, the Birds are going to beat some Cowboy ass. So let's have and go. Maybe you got a score prediction for me, an MVP, a top matchup, whatever you got on your mind. Love to hear from you. But until that next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!